Did you see the gut on that thing?
That's a big cat, man.
If that's the same cat Jim's been talking about, he wasn't kidding. That's a big old bobcat.
This never gets old. And the day, or rather the night that it does,
Chris, right, here we go.
I don't know what I'll do with myself. This is what it's all about, hunting and doing what we love, trying to bring stuff for you guys at home to enjoy. And this is the fruits of our labor. Enough of the sweet talk. Let's go do this again.
I talked to Jim this afternoon. I tried to get him to go with us, and I guess he's a little bit sick, and I think his wife kind of
Nixed it.
yeah, might have put the hiatus on that little adventure.
I'm not taking care of you if you get any more sick than you already are.
He did tell me, though, his neighbor right across the street, there's a tank right behind his house,
Uh-huh.
and for the last couple of weeks I've been seeing this big cat back there.
You know that Jim can't go now. We'll be sure to see that cat.
Most likely. We'll wake him up
Poor
about
Jim.
we'll wake him up about midnight and tell him what he missed.
With a text, big old picture.
Yeah.
How many times you said they seen him?
Jim just, all he said is they've been seeing it for the last couple weeks pretty regular. It's no baby.
That's
they
awesome.
said it's a big one.
That's great.
So that's one thing we've learned over the years is if you got somebody seeing a cat, go call it, because that's usually when you'll have them show up.
Absolutely.
Let's roll. One of the most effective times to call a bobcat is shortly after one has been spotted and is most likely still in the area. Thanks to our good buddy Jim, we were looking for one specific cat, and from the sounds of it,
Chris, I got one.
he's no baby.
Right there.
And I've got a feeling we're about to find out just how big he really is. There's no doubt at this point we were dealing with a true monster cat. I mean, look at the gut hanging off of that joker. Encounters with cats of this caliber in our area is 1 in 100, and to say that Matt and I both wanted to seal the deal is an understatement. This is one stud that needs to go for a ride in the truck. One thing you'll learn about a bobcat after you've had enough of them in front of you is how to read one. They're notorious for telling you exactly what you need to know if you'll just stay calm and keep your eye on them. Learning to get past the excitement of having a cat in front of you and simply being patient while waiting on the right shot will drastically increase your odds of getting a cat killed, compared to getting excited and rushing a shot at a distance when he's still headed your way. We milked this big guy for all he was worth. But if you will pay close attention to the specific little move he makes right now, he just said, "I'm about to leave, pull the trigger." That's how you work a bobcat.
That is one fat butterball of a cat, son.
Yes, he is.
Holy moly.
He went all the way by the truck and then turned around and came back.
Yeah.
He just made a little U-turn. I thought he was just going to keep on walking.
This cat came to a fork in the road and had to decide whether to go back towards the truck or keep getting further away. Luckily for us, the sweet sounds of the Fox Pro were just more than he could handle. Unfortunately for him, it was the last mistake he ever made.
I was worried once he got past us.
Yeah. I thought as soon as he got parallel with the truck, he'd come on in, but he just kept going.
Well, that thing looked like he was 50 pounds going in between those bushes.
You know, Chris, I'm not positive until we get down there and take a look, but that may be my biggest cat to date. I don't think any cat ever coming in like that has made an impression like that on me, that just really the size, and that just looks like a big cat. I can just really tell the difference when he was slinking through those bushes. I'm excited to see him, man. Let's go.
That's one of the biggest cats I think we've killed in a while.
What do you bet, Tom?
From the looks of them, yeah, if that's a female, that's probably one of the biggest females I've ever seen in this area.
There was no ground shrinkage at all with this cat, and we both knew instantly walking up on him, we were looking at a real trophy. They just don't grow that big around here very often, but on the rare occasion we bump into a true giant like this one, it makes it all that much more special.
You know, it's funny, Jim lives right across the road, and his neighbor's been seeing this big bobcat by this tank that's right, I mean, it's literally 300 or 400 yards over there, and that's some of our best luck that we've had with cats was when you've had just a recent sighting of one.
Sure.
That's a great time to get over there and try to get them to come in and respond to a call.
I'd put money they don't see that cat tomorrow.
Probably not.
I think that's a done deal.
That may be the biggest cat I think that you and me have ever killed together.
I don't think I've killed one bigger. That's definitely my biggest.
You think?
I know it.
That, my friends, right there is why we hunt and do what we do. Matt kills his biggest bobcat to date, all because we took advantage of a tip that a big one was close by. Thanks to our good buddy Jim, who unfortunately couldn't make it. Matt and I both got to experience an encounter we will likely never forget.
Man, I tell you what, I feel naked on a stand without these thermals anymore. I never in a million years would have thought we would be relying on that right there just as much as a light a year ago. You sure you don't want to go by Jim's and knock on the door? I mean, he lives 100 yards over there. We'll wake him up
Poor Jim.
We'll wake him up about midnight and tell him what he missed.
With a text, big old picture.
It's always nice when you get a good lead on where a big one's at and go in there that night and kill it. That's awesome. Let's go kill another one.
Bobcats have been a big part of our history since the beginning, and just the sheer number of encounters we've had with cats has led to some crazy experiences with them. Like the time we called up 2 cats side by side in an open field in 2008 and got both of them.
Good shooting, sir.
Killing 2 cats on one stand on camera is something we've done only a handful of times. Bobcats never cease to amaze me because they all seem to act a little different and you never know what they're gonna do. Sometimes they'll come trotting in like a coyote, and sometimes they'll skirt around you like a coyote, not necessarily going for wind, but still hanging up if they happen to get a whiff of you in the truck. We've even nicknamed some of our cats from time to time for whatever reason. This one is a cat we all refer to as the peekaboo cat, and it's pretty obvious why. One cat even earned the nickname Houdini because he somehow managed to slip past us on 3 different occasions until we finally managed to get him killed. I've been asked before what was the craziest thing I've ever had happen on a stand. Well, it may not be the craziest, but one night we killed 2 cats on the same stand, and the second cat decided to jump up on a big log. And this is what happened. I mean, come on, I can't make this stuff up. It's for reasons like that that make each and every Bobcat unique in their own little way. They're the real stars of this show, and we are merely spectators with a front row seat, capturing it all to the best of our abilities for you all at home to enjoy as well. Probably the best advice I can give someone looking for a place to find a cat is to find the right habitat first, and the cats will be soon to follow. I'm with night crew team member Ronnie O'Neill, fixing to hit a spot for the very first time. And let me tell you, from the looks of it, it has cat written all over it. You could not ask for a more ideal location for one reason: brush piles, aka a Bobcat's paradise.
Aren't you telling me this place had a bunch of brush piles on it or something on it?
It does. This guy just went all the way around this property and cleared the edges out for a new fence. And there's a brush pile every 80, 100 yards. And all the thick woods around it, man, you think them cats would come in there and kill those brush piles. Even on this side, it's pretty wide open pasture, and he's got several brush piles out in it, so you always hear that them cats live in the brush piles, so I would like to find out.
Ronnie had done his homework and scouted out the perfect place to park the rig to call this new spot for the very first time. This was also our first chance to try out the new multicolored Scan Pro from Wicked Lights. And guys, I have to give credit where credit is due, because the new Scan Pro is hands down the best headlamp ever made for scanning, period. You want red? You got red. You want white or green? You got them both, all at the touch of your fingertips. There is no better headlamp out there to spend your money on, guys, if shining at eye level is what you prefer for finding eyes. As for myself, it was like good old times getting to scan with red again, as that's what I still prefer when just scanning. Ronnie and I both knew in our guts there had to be a cat on this place. It just looked too good. And probably a minute or so in, Ronnie's Scan Pro never made it all the way around. And that could mean only one thing. The eyes of the night we all longed to see had come to play. This Big Tom puts on one heck of a show that any night hunter would absolutely love to see, no doubt. But the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, the encounters with cats we remember the most are the ones that don't happen very often. It's the ones that have only occurred a handful of times in the history of Night Crew. It's the Bobcat Double. And as fate would have it, before we could even make one more pass with the light, look who else shows up to play.
That would be a cat double, sir.
All I can say is wow.
Goodness gracious.
Well, that'll get your heart pumping.
I guarantee it. That'll get your heart pumping, nothing will.
Pretty one.
A good one.
Got good spots on him.
Yeah, you could tell whenever he was coming in, he had good spots. Ready?
Let's take him over there and look at that other one.
All right, we'll set him beside him and check them both out.
That's a pretty good cat right there, dude. I think that other one's bigger.
I do too. He looked bigger coming in. That other one's head looked like a dead gum pie plate coming across there. So let's go check them both out. I would usually put this cat in the truck. I'm gonna go over and put him by the other one so we can check them both out together.
That's a bigger cat, Ronnie.
Yeah, that first one was a lot bigger. They're both pretty good size. I think here's a little bit more thicker than that first one. Two big males on one stand. I wonder how many times them suckers have fought with one another.
We can only speculate, but one thing is certain, they don't have to fight anymore.
That's freaking cool. You don't see that every day.
As a matter of fact, it's been almost 10 years since the last time I filmed Ronnie carrying two cats at the same time. You remember the cat we shot off the log? Well, that was a cat double also. We were a lot younger back then and didn't really recognize how rare these experiences would come our way in the years to come, but now we do. And Lord willing, we can hopefully enjoy a few more down the road.
I've been working out here on this place helping this guy build some fence and some corrals, and there's brush piles all around. The whole time we've been working out here, I've been looking at those things thinking, man, there's got to be a cat in there. Sure enough, we come here and call it for the first time and kill 2 cats on one stand. My heart was beating about 10,000 beats a minute, them things coming across there like that. And that second one coming a long ways across that field.
When people have places that have brush piles like that, it's the absolute perfect place for a cat.
I guess it just attracts them, somewhere to den up or hunt for rats, or they're hunting food in there or living in them one. But I had a gut feeling that all these brush piles, there had to be cats in here.
It always seems like every year our furry feline friends are the ones we can count on the most to show us a good time. And for that reason, they still are and will likely always be my favorite.